Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Well, welcome back to Frankenstein Control. As always, your faithful hosts are back at it again.
At the Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, at the Krispy Kreme.
God, I wish.
We had to move to a different Krispy Kreme. That we kept going back to that one in Ashburn, and they kicked us out.
Yeah, I kept trying to ride the conveyor belt of glaze.
With your mouth wide open, sitting face up.
Ah! Yeah, they don't like it when you do that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I gotta admit, it is kind of a waste of glaze, though. I mean, your mouth is only under there for a little bit, and then the rest of you just gets all sticky.
Yeah, I just lick myself like a cat.
Oh, God.
Those employees were really patient with us because they let you do it 6 times before they made us leave.
Yeah, 7 is the limit. See, you learn that as you get older, and as you ride the conveyor belt more and more.
And it's 6 times per life, by the way, per lifespan that you're.
Oh, I already ruined them all.
You ruined them all. You don't get any more shots when you go back there.
Lame.
I'm going to parcel out my 6 over the course of my whole life. I'm going to do 1 as our big reward for turning 40. Mm-hmm. 2 more if we have a second kid. I'll just go from there.
I'll just dive into the vat. Cut out the middleman. I'm just drowning myself in the vat of creme.
See, that's galaxy brain thinking right there.
Yep, that's how I'll die. And then they'll get me out of there, and I'll be like Han Solo in the carbonite.
Just glazed carbonite.
I want to talk about that, but first introduce us.
Welcome to 420 Glaze It. I am your host, Frankenstein. To my right is the Wolfman.
I am the Wolf Man, and I intend to glaze it as soon as I get home. I'm going to glaze it right up.
Oh, God. And to my left is...
a fat raspberry dart.
And to my right is Swamp Thing.
She's to your left.
Dracula.
Oh, you want to be a Dracula?
I want to be dang dong Dracula, man.
To my left is a Dracula.
I'm Dracula, and I got Jonathan Harker in my basement.
What?
That checks out.
Jonathan Harker.
Being beset by your 3 bitches.
Dracula. Jonathan Harker
is the lawyer
character.
Yeah.
Oh, erudite jokes for smart people.
He's the human boy. He's the human boy. What gets sent to do the lawyering at Dracula's house? I mean, am I wrong?
You're not.
Is that the one Keanu Reeves plays?
Yes.
Yes.
Dracula, your brides, they killed my wife. That's bogus.
I will go to Lord Dracula. I mean, Count Dracula, sorry.
I mean, nobility titles and whatnot. I'm sure he was Lord Dracula at some point.
I ain't got nobilities.
Star Wars.
What?
We saw Jen and I watched.
Oh, right.
What's the 2nd, 5th one?
The 2nd, 5th? Yeah, the Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
That's a good one.
We went to Wolf Trap and watched that with a live orchestra accompaniment.
Cool.
And that was pretty cool.
That actually sounds rad as shit.
And it's been so long since I watched any of those movies, and so much of the Star Wars quotes of what people say about it is from that movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, never tell me the odds.
Yeah, and laugh it up, fuzzball.
And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Empire Strikes Back's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. That's
it's almost like it's the best movie.
I love you. I know.
Yes. Yeah.
It has the most Boba Fett. Well, actually, no. The 3rd one has.
It has the most Boba Fett quotes. Where if you're watching the original, he says. I'm pretty sure he doesn't talk in the original.
No, he doesn't at all. That's a good.
At least I think. I don't know. It seems like something George would have shoehorned in later.
It's something Disney's gonna retcon very shortly.
They're gonna make him go McClanky.
Oh, Greedo.
Every character is gonna go McClanky.
I've been on a Star Wars kick myself recently, just reminding myself.
You've been kicking yourself with Star Wars?
Yes, reminding myself of some of my favorite Star Wars characters, and it's really funny when you watch the first. I mean, I think I briefly talked about this relatively recently, but when you watch the first Star Wars movie,
A New Hope,
it's very obvious how much like they had no plan. They had no idea it was going to become a huge thing.
Yeah,
so
George and the gang was flying by the seat of their pants.
It really was just another dime a dozen space opera from back then. And so it's like the expanded universe. You know, some of these species of because several of my favorite characters from Star Wars are
extended universe non-canon.
No, so they're canon, but they're non-human alien types, and several of them are species that were introduced in the classic Star Wars episodes. And it's funny thinking that like we have these huge expanded universe lore articles on the wiki about these planets where these alien species are from, and the alien species was just something that was knocked up by a 1970s costume designer with what they had on site at the time.
Truth.
Like one of my favorite characters.
The guy who's just straight the devil.
Yeah, the devil. Yeah, Vilmar Grark. He's one of those Deveronians. That species is called Deveronians.
They're called pepperonians?
Deveronians.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's way funnier.
Yes. And
Dever.
It's the devil.
The one of that race that I like is not the famous one from the cantina scene, but he is of that species, and he only exists because they needed more aliens and had a devil costume lying around. It's literally the only reason he's there.
Fucking those movies, man. Like A New Hope was something else, though. That's the thing. It made it. It had just the right combinations of things that resonated with audiences, and just made everyone go fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like it was just a perfect combination, and it just won out. And now, it'll never be rid of, and we'll keep visiting it in increasingly stupid ways.
Yep.
Until everyone fucking hates it.
Until every last cent is wrung from the corpse.
Wrung dry of its.
We will milk this cow until we get dust from the udder.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. And
then we'll sell the ashes.
We'll sell the ashes as blue milk at your local Disney. What's it called? Goddamn Galaxy's Edge.
Whatever they call, something like that.
The Galaxy's Edge pub or restaurant where they sell the fucking blue and green milk in a normal ass fucking ugly ass plastic cup, no decoration, no magic at all. Just here's your fucking slushy, loser, and they charge you $15 for it.
You don't even get to suck it through an alien tit.
You don't even get to suck it through the fucking hilarious cows that they had in the Last Jedi.
What's the point?
Yeah, I know they missed out on a big opportunity. You should have been able to suckle upon the teat.
The public teat. I sucked on the public teat at Disney.
And they done fucked it up. You gotta pay $15 for a boring ass slushy. Fuck you.
But all this is to say that anytime I'm watching something with Jen and like the character says the iconic line or like they say like the title of the thing that they're in, she'd be like, they said the thing. So she was doing that constantly.
That's half the fun of doing that.
I loved it the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I was joining in on it.
It's a great feeling. That's a good old-fashioned Star Wars thing.
He said the thing! He said the thing!
That's what you got to do when you watch those movies. All of them. But especially that one's got about, it does have some of the best quotes, but, great kid, don't get penisy.
No disintegrations. Well, wait, don't get cocky is from A New Hope.
It is.
You fucking nerd that you don't know about all the Star-Wars.
I'm well aware which movie that's from. I said it anyway because it's funny.
You fucking shit.
And my paraphrasing of it was a reference to a stupid fucking Family Guy joke.
The Blue Harvest is legitimately funny.
It is. It actually is. That you can tell Seth Green and Seth MacFarlane like Star Wars and the whole
have
writing
Seth Green,
crew.
Seth MacFarlane, and Seth Rogen ever been in the same room together?
I'm sure they have.
I mean, Seth Green works on Family Guy.
Yeah.
So
it's double
I'm
Seth.
sure,
but has Seth Rogen ever been in the same room with?
I'm sure he has.
And then
yeah, you do it.
And then
sounds like a Muppet.
Like the opposite. There's the opposite of the Venn diagram with Todd McFarlane.
Yes, and the Spawn universe.
Yeah,
you almost never hear anything
Miss
about
McFarlane.
Miss McFarlane
from Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, Bonnie McFarlane.
Her name was Bonnie.
Her name was Bonnie McFarlane.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Bonnie. A wee bunny lass, you were.
While we're still on the subject of science fiction,
Oh yeah.
I finished reading
The Bee.
no, not. I got 2 books when I went on this library trip. I got The Bee, which I already talked about in our previous episode. Watch it on YouTube.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe for The Bee. But I also got another book, a Isaac Asimov book.
Oh, good.
Called I keep wanting to call it The Fault in Our Stars. The Stars Like Dust is what it was called.
They had a lot of titles like that back in the day, because there's another famous sci-fi book called The Stars, My Destination, from I think it was by Ray Bradbury.
It's almost like there's a bunch of stars in space.
Yeah, and then in the 50s they were obsessed with that shit.
Yeah.
Wrote a bunch of sci-fi books about it.
And so there's like some of the silly inaccuracies of space travel.
Oh, yeah.
That like 20 years later, they're like, oh yeah, we know how this works now. You're wrong.
Yeah.
There's even a whatever you call the opposite of a foreword at the end of the book, where
be like, Neil deGrasse Tyson, shut the fuck up, don't tweet about this, we get it, we know.
We're just trying to have fucking
we know,
fun.
asshole.
Yeah, where Asimov is just
stop sucking the fun out of everything, you jerk.
It's like, yeah, it turns out we were wrong about this thing. We didn't know about that until the 70s. So, hey. But that book definitely scratched the science fiction itch.
The tasty little.
What sad plight do the robots in that one have?
There are no robots. It's all.
Well, that's the fault in our stars, because every good story needs robots in it.
Especially if it's an Asimov story.
Yeah, it really didn't have any animatronic or no. There was one mention of a robot character that was like a kind of fulfilling the role of a stewardess messenger on a big public ship that the character was on, that just rolled up to him and played a pre-recorded message and then rolled away. And that was it. That was it as far as automation goes.
I'm picturing something very Futurama.
It's kind of like those robots that they have in some hospitals now.
Oh yeah, that come in and in the Crushinator voice they go, "Do you require medication?"
Ah!
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your pain? Hello, little Billy. I am sorry about your cancer. Administering treatment. No!
No, robot, no! Sorry, we derailed.
It's the future.
So back to the famous book by John Green.
By John Green, the Stars Like Dust. It starts off about how much he loves cock. Do you know about that, V-Roy?
No.
On Tumblr, long ago, when you
this is in deep time.
Yes,
now.
this is long ago.
Welcome to PBS eons.
When you reblogged something from someone else on Tumblr, you could just edit the content of their post.
Oh.
And it didn't show that there was any anything changed about it.
How was that cool?
And somehow that was okay, and nobody abused it until somebody reblogged John Green and replaced his whole post with this long ranting paragraph about how much he loves sucking cock. And he loves the taste of cum as it hits the back of his throat.
Oh, God.
And he looks up with the salty taste in his mouth, knowing he did a good job, or something like that.
Jesus.
It's really long. It is really explicit. But it shows up as John Green posted this.
John Green verified, posted.
Funny.
But anyway, many tangents. This story is a story of political intrigue and running around and trying not to die. This whole story starts off with this main character is woken up by his cell phone, essentially, but
his Dick Tracy recorder watch or whatever the fuck they thought it was going to be.
It was kind of described like just a screen, like a telephone, but it's got video.
Yeah. Which we have now.
Yeah, and they're just called phones.
Here in the future.
But it's this whole thing, and it wakes him up, but it's just he's just like receiving video and audio, and he can't put any out. So he's like, who gives a shit? Goes back to sleep, and he's like, that's kind of weird. And then he gets up and like is inspecting his room, and he's like, oh, somebody's pulling a prank on me. They turned out all my power. How'd they do it? Oh, they put me to sleep with these drugs. Oh, why is my Geiger counter going off?
Oh dear.
And there's like a radiation bomb in his closet, and he freaks out, and then like the person that was trying to call him comes in and like blasts his door down and is like, you gotta get the fuck out of here. Your life is in danger.
Oh my god.
And
you need to trust anybody like with claw-like hands waving at you, shaking, saying your life is in danger.
And he sends him on this big quest where his father has been assassinated, not assassinated, tried and killed for treason, because he was apparently treasonous against the Tyranni, which are like
the president of space.
It's the Khan.
President Trump of space.
They're like just these other humans, I guess, that rule all these planets in the galaxy.
The Federation of Xeon.
They just have takeover.
Sorry, I keep interrupting. Go on.
No,
Ada.
hold on a second. No, we're stopping for a moment. Did you just say these motherfuckers were called the Tyranni?
The Tyranni.
Very subtle storytelling back in those days.
Exactly. Yep. See, they're the baddies because they're called the Tyranni. They're tyrannical.
I thought the good guys would be called the Tyranni.
No, you idiot.
Simpleton.
And it's unclear if they're like humans or some kind of like offshoot of humans or just aliens, because this is like really, really far in the timeline as far as humanity has gone. Like this is all taking place, like the Horsehead Nebula is somewhere you can just go to.
Oh shit!
Now,
goddamn,
and they don't even really remember why it's called the Horsehead Nebula because
they don't remember horses.
From their perspective, it doesn't look like a horse.
Right.
They're so far away from it and at a different angle.
Yeah.
So there's even a bit where they're like, do you know why they call it the Horsehead Nebula? And he's like, oh yeah, because it was discovered by Horace Head.
by Horace Head.
Famed astronomer Horace Head.
And they even go into...
They say he gives good rides to the supermarket.
He and John Green have a lot to talk about.
Famed astronomer Horace Head carrying on his father Richard's body of work.
So, to that end, I like that. The ways of Earth as we know it and as we will know it are all like long gone. It's so far in the past that like the records just have not really survived.
Damn.
And this is a big plot point that comes into the end because in the very beginning and like every so once in a while they're like, hey, remember this? The main character was tasked with finding a document that was on Earth that apparently has the secrets to defeat and tear down the Tyranni. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows what it is. Most people are like, well, it's a weapon, right?
It's just a file of all their racist tweets. Get them all canceled.
Get them canceled. It's things they said when they were 15. The Khan of the Tyranni ran an anti-SJW blog when they were 13.
He used a hard R in a Halo match.
SJW blog. Gee, Ada, is this reminiscent of something that might...
Not at all.
Definitely not a prestigious YouTuber.
So like every once in a while this document is brought up and not really expounded on what it is. And then many like fights with whips and blasters and
whips.
They love whips in the future
they have
for some reason.
Neuronic whips that apparently hit you and do no damage.
They turn you into a neuron.
They cause immense pain.
Oh.
So like the guy gets whacked in whacked in like his ankle with one, and he's like doubled over screaming for a while before he can get up. No actual damage though, but boy does it hurt.
That's exactly the kind of like crowd control shit I would expect them to develop. It's basically like a taser almost. But.
Yeah. And the events are basically, hey, you got to go to this guy. He knows about your dad. He's a real pussy wimp though, so don't trust him too much. And he goes there, and he's a real pussy wimp, but he's got a hot daughter, and he's got a cousin that has secretly been acting to rebel against the Tyranni. he helps the cousin helps the three of them escape, with the intention of going to a guy he knows on a different planet that is like an ally to the Tyranni, but not actually a like they're parallels. They don't really work together well, but they're not controlled by them either, but they're not actively going up against them. So he's like, this guy will help us. And also, there was this one time where I was on a ship, and a meteor cracked through the ship and fucked up the controls, and I ended up at this planet where they had this huge like rebellion force going. And I want to find this planet.
Oh my god!
And they're like, that's bullshit. You made this up. They're like, no, I didn't.
That sounds like a Smashing Pumpkins video from.
And they go to this new place. It's called Lingane, and I kept wanting to call it Limgrave. It was so hard to like read that as what it actually was.
Limgrave.
And also, one of the characters was named Gilbert, but I kept reading it as Gilbert. Just because that's. What kind of fucking name is Gilbert? It's got to be a space name. We can't name him Gilbert.
Quickly, misspell this existing name.
Yeah.
There, it is now sci-fi.
So they get to this guy, they get to the ruler, and it turns out that that guy is the same guy that set all this up and like actually planted the radiation bomb in the guy's closet to get him to go through all these hoops and get him off of his back. But it turned out. And it's like, oh, he knows where this rebellion world could possibly be, so they go on all these places, and it turns out he was actually double-crossing him, and he was trying to kill him, so he could like marry the Pussy Wimpling's daughter,
daughter,
and take that guy's place and have like more power and rule, and that ends up not working. They do the whole thing where it's like, you're planning to kill me. Like, yes, I am, but this doesn't matter. I can kill you now because nobody knows my plan. I've been broadcasting this whole time.
Yeah, that whole thing.
And I'm rushing through all this.
The Father Cornello kind of situation.
To say that they...
say, I am Darius Emmanuel Grouch.
They thwart him, but the whole time the Tyranni were tracking them, and they capture them, and they know about this rebellion planet and where it could possibly be. Like, there's only one spot where it could be now. So they go there, and it turns out that there's nothing there. This rebellion planet seemingly does not exist.
So motherfucker lied.
Yeah. And the guy, like the Tyranni ruling all this, is like, you actually ended up saving our ship because somebody else had like sabotaged it. And I'm rushing through a lot of stuff. I want to get to the end because the end. Yeah.
Oh no.
Sounds great.
Yeah. They confirm that like, okay, there is no rebellion world. All of you can go free. We're just going to keep an eye on you from now on. And they let him free, and they're heading back to where the wimp ruler is, the hot daughter. And they're like, oh, and like actually there was a rebellion world. I reasoned it all out. What happened when this one guy had his controls fucked up and ended up at this rebellion world, he wasn't actually, the controls didn't actually get fucked up. He went straight to where he was supposed to be. The rebellion has been on this planet all along, and has been kept in secret. I'm skipping over a lot of details, which is why this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This was a pretty good reveal.
Okay.
In the actual book.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing it credit. And the wimp ruler.
The real rebellion is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, the wimp ruler is like, yeah, this shitty persona that you all know has been an act to keep all of this undercover, so nobody snoops too close to my stuff.
So wait, so basically he's like, I pulled y'all for a fool. I am actually not Pussy Whip Man. I am actually Monkey D. Dragon, head of the Revolutionary Army.
Essentially.
Okay.
And then they're like, hey, by the way, remember that document that you were tasked with getting? And like, yeah, I tried to get it, but it was, by the time anybody had looked at it, it had actually been missing for the past 20 years. And he's like, yeah, I had it. And he's like, okay, well, what is it? And he's like, it's a blueprint for a form of government that would
oh my god,
oh no
oh my god,
that would help us to rule as the people without the tyranny.
Oh,
it is the fucking United States Constitution.
50s, baby. You gotta work it
the
back
last
around.
paragraph is him just fucking reading it.
That's
Yeah, book of the year, baby.
That's the nationalist version of Book of Eli.
Oh my god.
And I figured out what was going on like 2 or 3 pages before this was revealed. I'm just like, God damn it. I liked this book up to this point. And like I even looked it up, like, okay, how is this book received by the public? And on the Wikipedia article, there's a bit where Asimov himself is like, yeah, I hated this like twist. I was pressured to put this in by like a friend who was also a writer.
Yeah.
And
He was encouraged by the fucking McCarthyist.
he was peer pressured into it.
McCarthy knocked on his fucking door and he's like, if this story even smells a bit of dirty fucking socialism, we're gonna fucking have you killed.
Was Asimov British?
No, he was
okay.
He immigrated to America when he was like 3.
Okay.
He originally came from
So like born
Korea.
Russia, but American for all intents and purposes.
I mean, Asimov is a very English name. I don't know why I thought he was from me.
Is that a joke?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I can see your sarcastic face, but the people at home can't.
I'm trying to look up the exact quote because I want to get this right, so we can maybe even look into who this peer pressure man is.
When was it written?
I believe it was written and published in like 51.
Okay. So in just a little over almost 60 years, the U.S. government's completely failed, and all of the high ideals.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like, ooh, this didn't age well.
Yeah.
But it's not even about that. Like, honestly, barring all the problems the perceived problems we have with our current regime and everything, valid or no, it's just incredibly presumptuous.
Yeah.
It's the most presumptuous horse hockey ever. Like, that's so fucking funny, man.
It's almost an existential loop because it's like clearly
like, you'd laugh the same way if like you were reading this book and it was like, yes, we have the thing that will save everything, and then they take it out and it's a fucking God damn it, I forgot the name of the goddamn book. The Marx book. Fuck.
Yeah.
I forgot its name. Some fucking leftist I am.
Yeah.
So
I can't even be a commie.
So to read the Wikipedia article explaining it, Asimov noted in his autobiography that the genesis of the Constitution subplot lay with H.L. Gold, the editor of Galaxy magazine. Asimov felt that Gold's judgment was at fault by attributing too much power to the Constitution as a document. Asimov later considered the premise highly improbable and became annoyed at Gold for having persuaded him to insert the subplot into the novel. Whatever Asimov's opinion of the novel, he never actually withdrew it from publication.
Huh.
Did was Gold dead when he said this?
Let me see. I don't know who this
Because
Gold
if
is.
it was like, all right, Azzy,
God,
yeah,
my
good old
phone-
Isaac.
You know how like a printer can smell fear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where it's like, I need you to act quickly. It's like, no. That's what my phone is doing right
Oh
now.
gosh.
Horace Leonard Gold was an American science fiction writer and editor. Born in Canada, Gold moved to the United States at the age of 2. He was most noted for bringing an innovative and fresh approach to science fiction while he was the editor of Galaxy Science Fiction and also briefly wrote for DC Comics.
Well, that whole twist is why I brought up the Book of Eli angle.
But when did he die?
Yeah, when did he die? When did he die?
Let's see.
When did he die? And
He died in 96.
Oh, okay. What was the biography written?
I don't know, but
When did Asimov die?
earlier than 86.
Okay, that's what I
Oh, wait, no, yes. I scrolled up and just saw but that's talking about the book, not the author. He died in 92.
Okay. So
He
died
about the same time.
Okay.
okay.
I brought up the Book of Eli angle because spoiler alert for Book of Eli.
It's the Bible.
It's the fucking Bible, and you
There, I just saved you 2 shitty hours of your life.
Yeah, you want to watch some Fallout 3 sword fights, it's a good movie for that. But
And then it reveals that at the end. You're like, oh, this is bullshit. Fuck off. Again with the whole presumption thing.
Yeah.
Because, if the whole movie concludes and he pulls out the fucking Quran, everybody would lose their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm against the Christianity. It's not that I'm against your precious Constitution, although I am. But regardless of those things, I'm just saying that put another famous document in its place and you'll roll your eyes just as hard.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Also, if I were to ever read this again, which I'm not, of course, but maybe if this were done as a movie, they could have Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So he could have stolen
Bring it full circle,
stolen
baby.
the Constitution.
Oh my
As
god.
well as the Declaration of
It's a fucking
Independence.
national treasure lineage
Yeah.
movie.
He's the only actor who could bring this vision to life.
He's the only
Yeah.
actor that'll be alive at that during that time. He'll be millions of years old.
Yep.
Nicolas Cage will never die.
Because he is a vampire, as stated numerous times.
Also, this is really stupid, but when I was trying to Google the name of this book, the last thing I had Googled was how to do a slip stitch, which is how you like close up a plush.
Oh, okay.
And but I misspelled it slup stitch.
How do you do a slup stitch? Aiden?
Here, I'll show you. First you gotta then you with the
Oh, God!
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secrets to save the entire human race and the entire universe.